How does it feel to kind of be mayor in this office and have that responsibility?
Yeah, look, it is a huge privilege and a huge responsibility. I get that, and people every day remind me of it. But also, look, I was really pleased with the result because it does give me a pretty strong mandate. But as I said on the campaign trail, I back myself to forge the right relationships and get things going. So far, the relationships are good. Everybody's talking. The contact I've had with the community, NGOs, business, and others has all been very positive. And so, look, I feel very confident about the way ahead.
You made some announcements about the deputy mayor and some of those the heads of the new committee groups. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So, look, Ben is our top polling council candidate. So he was a candidate in the Northern Ward, and it was interesting when I was campaigning there. Both with him and without him, it was very clear he has really made his mark in that ward, and the result very much is a product of the work that he's done. He's very engaged in the issues, he's very engaged in council, and so he'll be a good complement to me as somebody who's new to council. But he's very focused too on relationships with fellow councillors and keeping things focused, so he'll play a critical role in that.
The Golden Mile is one of the most talked about projects in the city. It has started in terms of the area near the Embassy Theatre, but you promised to review that. The council said that contracts would be signed next month. What is the plan there?
Well, at this stage, no more contracts have been signed, and that might tell you something about the risks that potential contractors see as well. So officers have told me that they think there is actually an opportunity for a bit of a review about where things are at, what the risks actually are. So they're giving me some advice about that. Ultimately, that will be a decision for council to take about what happens next in that regard. But we just have to be realistic about the risk around additional cost, and also what might be practical and feasible, and the risks obviously to businesses who are on the Golden Mile of disruption. We just have to go, and I think with our eyes open about what the future of that project looks like.
Will you commit to it going ahead?
Well, I think what's important is that given the difficulty in getting a contract signed, that tells us something anyway, so we need to get that review.
Porirua Mayor Anita Baker said that she feels like it's time for all the mayors in the region to get together to speak about amalgamation. What do you make of it?
Look, in principle, I'm in favour of amalgamation. I think it's all but inevitable. I think when you look at, we already organise transport on a regional basis, done through the Greater Wellington Regional Council. We're about to get Metro Water, which is consolidating the water assets and services of each of the councils. And then there's just the issues of planning and what have you, urban planning for the region. I mean, if you look at services like the airport is a region-wide facility. The stadium is a region-wide facility. I think increasingly people who live in the Wellington region, whether it's Wellington City, Porirua, Lower Hutt, Upper Hutt, think about themselves as in a region. Half of the Hutt Valley works in Wellington during the working week. People who live in Wellington, they're looking for recreational activities. They're not just looking in Wellington, they'll be doing mountain bike trails out at Wainui Mata, they'll be going to the pool in Upper Hutt or Porirua. So I think the cities in the Wellington region are slowly integrating anyway, because that's the way people live their lives.
You've been talking about having conversations with all your council colleagues. Are you seeing any risks on the horizon with that? Are you seeing any sort of concern that you may have council infighting issues that were a pretty big subject during the last council term?
Look, what I see is a bunch of councillors who are totally committed to Wellington, and totally across the issues in their particular wards, but who want to make the whole of the city just hum really well. So, but they also have different ways of wanting to achieve that, and that to the extent there's disagreement is perfectly natural and healthy. It's the way we manage any of those disagreements and those different perspectives. But I'm confident that we can, as a group,